Yeah. Big JTV, bro. I love this ish, man. Like, comment, sub, man. I love this ish, man. And you know what? I might have to bring the book to talk about it this week or next week. I love this hip hop ish. Put it in my veins, man. And let me tell you something, man. I remember when this Drake and Kendrick beef happened last year. I was making a lot of content about it. And it was not just for the views. Because I like the views. I like growing. I like expressing myself. I like this channel to grow. We want to hit 2K subscribers, man. And we want to go further. So if you want to support what I do, smash that like button. But I love hip-hop beef. I love it. I love it because it energizes the competitive spirit of the genre. When you understand the history of hip-hop, right? Really, hip-hop comes from urban, street, impoverished neighborhoods that tried to find a way to party and have fun. You know what I mean? And part of being in poverty is that you don't need too much to have joy and celebration. You get creative, right? In the streets of the Bronx, right, in New York, there would be a bunch of crews who would compete. And I'm not talking about street activity, about shooting each other and all this, because hip-hop started in the late 70s, right? Actually, I think it was the early 70s. The early 70s. And it was a derivative of disco music, started in the Bronx, right? And when you talk about hip-hop, you're talking about a genre that was always about competing, always about actual crews meeting up in the streets and not necessarily drawing guns, but having breakdance battles, having rhyme battles. You had crews. You had the Zulu Nation. You know what I mean? You had the Boogie Down Bronx Productions. You had all types of individuals in hip-hop that competed. Now, let's be real, it can get to street activity, and that's what we don't want. That's why I'm telling you that Drake versus Kendrick beef was so impactful, not only in hip-hop, but the overall culture. And we're feeling vibrations of it today. I say all that to say this. Yesterday, Pusha T went off on Travis Scott, basically calling him a punk, basically calling him fake, basically calling him a finesser, a two-faced piece of, you know what I mean? Now, what was happening, it's off the track So Be It, which is the Clips, shout out to the Clips coming back, on their new upcoming album, Let God, let me check again, Let God sort him out, right? Shout out to No Malice for coming in. I think No Malice might have had the best verse in this entire track. I'm not even gonna cap. Shout out to No Malice, right? The So Be It track, if you guys are not in the loop, right? It is basically, shout out to Pharrell too, because he made such a great beat, right? And the production, when Pharrell and, you know, Push link up, No Malice link up, it's fire. It's fire. And we need to actually appreciate this while we see it, because these are individuals in their late 40s, early 50s. We're getting to a point in hip-hop where we have adult contemporary hip-hop. Adult contemporary mafioso rap. Adult contemporary cocaine rap, drug dealing rap. Yes, I'm telling you right now, some of the best people releasing hip-hop music are in their 40s and even 50s. Have you heard all the music the 2 Chainz done put out recently? And I'm going to say this, man. I love Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne has been putting out a 2-pack of, you know what I mean? 2-pack of ASS, doo-doo cakes, absolute garbage. But in contrast, you have people like 2 Chainz releasing fire, like the Clips releasing fire on a consistent basis. Don't get me started about Griselda. And this is the verse in itself where he goes, this is the fourth verse by Pusha T. You cried in front of me, you died in front of me. Calabasas stuck your bitch and your pride in front of me. Heard Utopia had moved right up the street, and her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. The net gon' call it the way that they see it. I got the video, I can share an it. They wouldn't believe it, and I can't unsee it. Like, lucky I ain't TMZ, so be it. Okay. Let me help you understand the bars and break this down. I'm not rap genius or anything else. I had to listen to it a few times and kind of make my own conclusion. You cried in front of me, you died in front of me. This basically says that Travis was sad in front of him and he knows it easily. Calabasas took your bitch and your pride in front of me. Basically, his girl, Kylie Jenner at the time, was taken by Hollywood, or at least the industry, and your pride was taken. I think this was around the time that Travis and Kylie Jenner broke up. So he's alluding to have seen Travis Scott cry or be sad or lose his masculinity in front of him. Now, there was an interview where Pusha T had for GQ where he said that he dished Travis because Travis had released that Meltdown song without showing him the Drake verse. The Drake verse was super disrespectful towards Pharrell and also Pusha T, because Vogue, let me give you some background, Vogue had actually banned, I believe, Drake and his crew from, going to Paris and anything. Not necessarily going to Paris, but going to Fashion Week events. Why? Because Drake and 21 Savage had made a fake Vogue album cover and they had been apparently sued. So in that Meltdown verse on the Travis record, Drake was basically saying, man, you lucky I wasn't in Paris with you and Pharrell, because we would have been on some recklessness, on some wild ish. And he basically said all kind of grimy ish about Pusha T. Don't try to be on some sparing some ish or repairing some ish, because if you wasn't there, if I was there, we would have got on with some washes and ish. Like, you would have got dealt with, essentially. Travis was in a studio session with Pharrell, with the Clips, played that song to them, didn't play the Drake verse, and then it came out after, so he looked like a punk. You didn't want to have that disrespectful verse in the studio sessions because you knew that some ish will pop off. So you're a punk, right? So heard Utopia had moved right up the street. So he's basically saying in this verse, I heard that Utopia-ish off your album, and you moved right up the street. You went away. You're like, oh, that's how you moving. And her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. He's saying here that Kylie Jenner's lip gloss brand was already eaten. She was making a lot of money. She did not need you no more, Mr. Travis Scott. And it's kind of ironic. She got the bag. Less than a few years later, less than a year later, she leaves Travis for some fake New York Knicks fan, right? Apparently. So they're not going to call it the way they see it. So meaning, we all going to talk about it. I got the video. I can share and it. So he's saying here in this bar, it's not even layered. He's saying that he has more dirt on this man. AKA Travis Scott was recorded in a 2D studio session. Man, these rappers, they play dirty. They play dirty. And they wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it. So he's lucky that Push did not, release whatever he has on Travis. In other words, this is beginning of a war. He is, let me say this again, Pusha T is laying a trap. He's laying a trap. And if Travis is dumb enough to retaliate, he is basically saying, oh, lucky I ain't TMZ. You're lucky that I'm not releasing whatever I can release it. Because, go back to the start of the verse, you cried in front of me, you died in front of me. So, either it's a video of Travis crying like a little bitch, you know what I mean, in the studio, or, embarrassing himself to some degree, and he's lucky, Travis is, that Pusha T is sparing him. I like this, man. This is bringing the competitive spirit back in rap. We don't want to get to violence. We don't want to get to the street politics and nonsense. But am I surprised that this happened? Not too much, because Push, whenever he locks in on a target, he's doing it on purpose, bro. You'd think that when he started engaging beef with Drake, especially during that rollout for the Daytona album, he didn't have that story added on ready to go. He did. You think when he started beefing with Weezy, Lil Wayne, he didn't know what was going on behind the scenes of Cash Money? He did. So he came in, 2 guns cocked, no Diddy, ready to bust on the ops. So he's saying, Pusha T in his verse, I'm ready to drop when you drop it. I'm putting the ball in your corner. Are you going to shoot, or you going to be a punk and pass it off to somebody else? I know Travis is going to punk out. He cannot box with Pusha T. You are not strong enough. Your arms ain't long enough to box with the God. It is what it is. He's a lyricist. Push is an MC. Travis Scott is a pop artist who raps. That's what he is. That's what it is. It's like asking Sabrina Carpenter to go in a rap battle with Nicki Minaj. Like, what is we doing, bro? Like, what is we doing, man? Get in the comments right now. Do you think that Travis replies? Or is it so be it, so be it? He won't do it. It is what it is. Get in the comments if you disagree, Big JTV. I'm out. So be it, so be it.